Yes, YouTube is Rod Jardine with things that make you say what? Things that make you say what? All right, yeah, man. Today, I did tell you guys I was gonna do like more videos, right? And more videos and more videos. Today we're talking about inflation, and more inflation. What is inflation? Um, Is there a sinister plan behind inflation? And what you can do about the inflation? You know what I'm saying? Um, Inflation, basically, the cost of living has gone up. And basically, what you're getting for your money is not really doing anything. Like, for you, you're not getting a lot for your money, basically. And you can't take that five-star hotel trip and vacation at Disney World with your family. Like, maybe many years you didn't have to do all this pre-planning financially for. So let me bring it back down to the basics, right? So the average citizen like to be able to afford milk, eggs, gas. I think I jumped a little ahead there talking as far as like vacations and stuff like that. But the average American like to be able to pay their basic bills, and they like to be able to afford at least the basics. You know what I'm saying? So inflation is a very tricky thing. So I'm here, I'm gonna see if I can connect some dots for you, right? We know in the period of inflation, this is what we know. With the things that make you say, what? The Rajadi. So this is what we know. We know that during this inflationary period, we know that we're at odds with other countries. You see what I'm saying? We're either supporting Ukraine with the war against Russia. We know we know that there are a lot of things happening at the same time around this period of inflation. So is it trickery or is it a plan or did it just happen? Right? We also know that during this period of time, inflation, we also know we have the migration crisis. People coming into the country, you know what I'm saying? Not being checked, just crossing the border. You know what I'm saying? We know that. We also know there are a lot of people still not working out there. So we're not just in a period of inflation, we're also in a small, I would say, some may differ. I would say that we're in a small recession. Yes, the R word, recession. So, what Mr. Rod Jardine is trying to tell you, maybe these things are connected. Do you understand? Well, now we have to ask ourselves, why has the cost of living went up? Basically, it seems like we're being taxed a little extra. But what are we paying for? The things that make you say, what? What are we really paying for? Here's what I think. Here's what I think. I think I think we are paying for wars. We are supporting wars. But we know that the war in Afghanistan was devastating. It was costly. It seemed unnecessarily, but I'm not a military guy, but from seeing the temperament of the American people, it was costly. So maybe it's not popular to be directly involved in a war, but we might be able to financially support one. So what are you paying for? What you, the taxpayer, what are you paying for? All right. Now we know the migrant crisis. We know that they came in here. How are they getting around? Who's feeding them? I don't see a massive famine with the migrants. Who is feeding them? These are things you have to wonder, and things that make you say, what? See what I'm saying? So yeah, so who are feeding them? How are they getting around? Who is helping them with communication devices? So I will try not to get too like technical into, yeah, the government gave them $500 and they got a phone, but we know it's expensive. We know that if we're eating, they're eating, we have to pay to eat, but who's paying for them to eat if they're not working? All right. So is it that we're paying for the migrant crisis? And how are we paying for that? It's a tax. It's a tax. And it's called inflation. All right. So, you know, it's very interesting to look at these things, but you have to really wonder, like, where is the money going? We know we know we're feeding and helping and aiding with the migrant crisis. We also know that we're helping with the war in Ukraine, and we're talking billions here, billions, billions. You know, we're talking billions. Um, when people are not working, when people are not working, it's a toll on the system. It's a big toll on the system. Um, After the COVID, a lot of people just didn't go back to work. So the economy is not being as stimulated as it should. But like I said, I'm not going to keep this video long. I'm going to let you know. I'll let you think for yourself. But I'm giving you an idea of what really inflation is. It's basically a tax. It is, excuse me. It's basically, it's basically a tax. It's basically a tax. No, I'll make it quick. The way you combat inflation is now you have to calculate your choices and calculate your every move in things in your life. You know, maybe you should cook a little bit more. It's just a little healthier. Well, everybody don't cook healthy meals. I love my curry chicken, and I'm not saying curry chicken is not healthy, but I would eat it more than once and twice a week if I can. But I'm just saying. But um, you can cook more. Try to make, calculate your moves. Like if I'm going to go to the store, try to have a list of things you need. So like you buy everything in one shot. Maybe I don't need to be at the restaurants 3, 4 times a month. Maybe I just need to do it once a month. So these are things to make you think about inflation and escape the wrath of inflation, right? Smart buys. Um, don't engage in useless spending. Things that make you say, what? And this is Rod Jardine. Just think about it. Just think about it. And let's all combat this inflation, right? Until the next video, you guys like, subscribe. Thanks for your comment. And support the channel. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy.